Welcome back to another digital planner video. Today I'm going to show you how to use Zoomnotes, how to set it up, how to get a planner into Zoomnotes. A lot of people was wondering how to do certain things in Zoomnotes. And Rebecca, I cannot think of her last name, but Rebecca, she did a set of these videos. But I know when somebody is trying to learn something new, you want multiple videos or as many videos as possible on it. So I figured I would do a set because you may learn from one person and not from the other, if that makes any sense. So what I'm going to do is I am going to first open up wherever you saved a like a blank digital planner, digital planner, then that's where you're going to want to import it from. Most usually you will go into Zoomnotes first, and then you can hit the plus sign, and then you can hit on import. But since I have mine in my email, I'm just going to import it from my email. I don't know why I closed that. So I'm going to go over here, and let's see, where is my planner stuff? I have a thing in here just for all of my planner related stuff. So I'm going to click on the Boho Berry email that I have my planner stuff saved in. So I'm going to click on this very first one. It is called the Portrait Snow Planner. That's the one that I have. It's the black and gray one. So I'm just going to click on that, and then let me close that out. And then it'll load like this, and as you can see, this is what the base planner looks like. So now what I'm going to do is up here at the top where it has the box with the arrows, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to scroll over until I see copy to Zoomnotes. So I'm just going to copy it to Zoomnotes, and it will import a whole new document. And I'm going to just import as document. And as you can see, it's now importing to Zoomnotes. And while that is kind of doing that, let's go back. I kind of want to show you some of the tools and stuff that are in the main settings of the of Zoomnotes. So the first one is where you can create a document or import. You can import images from your, or photos from your camera roll. You can import from iTunes, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneNote, iCloud, Clipboard. There's so many ways you can import stuff. So that's really nice with that. And then this second one, the little gear icon, you click on that, and this has your different categories for your interface in Zoomnotes. So what I mean by that is, if you, let's click on General. There's so many different options that you can choose in here to help you with Zoomnotes. Like if you want your stuff password protected, you can click on the password, and you can put in your own password and an email. So if you forget the password, if you remember the email, then you can just redo the password, which I don't normally use that. And normally stuff in here I don't change. I just normally leave it. But I am going to change this since I just seen it to inches, this units to inches, because that's just what I know best. And then I also enabled my iCloud, so that way it would sync in between my devices. So if you have multiple devices and you want the planner to sync with the multiple devices, then make sure you go into General, and then scroll down. Oops, nope, go back. Okay, that was weird. Oh, I need to turn that off. So if you want it to go to multiple devices, make sure you scroll down all the way to Documents, and iCloud enable. You want to make sure that's enabled. But like I said, the rest of this stuff I really don't mess with in this one. Palm rejection. If you are using the Apple Pencil, excuse me, if you are using the Apple Pencil, it automatically has the palm rejection setting to it. But you can go in here and click on if you are right-handed or left-handed. If you are left-handed, just turn it off. But if you are right-handed, just turn it on. And then you can click on palm protection. You can click that on, but like I said, with the Apple Pencil, I'm pretty sure it comes with it automatically. You can also change the angle of how you write. So mine is normally coming from like the left or the right bottom corner of my iPad. So that's kind of how I write. Let's see. Used only small touches. I'm not exactly sure what that one is, so I don't mess with any of that. Palm pad, you can turn this on. Normally it's already turned on, but you can turn this off if you don't want the extra, that icon, and then you tap on it and it gives you that extra protection. So if you're using some other form of like pen or something like that that you can use on iPads and stuff, you can turn that on and that'll give you just that extra protection. But like I said, since normally I'm 100% of the time I'm using my Apple Pencil, so I don't need that turned on. But normally it's already turned on when you first get into Zoomnotes. So the next one is the stylus. This here is all of the styluses that you can get and use in this app that they would recommend. And of course, Apple Pencil, that's what I have. Sorry. So that's just what I have it set on, and it would automatically know if you have the Apple Pencil because you would have it connected to your iPad already. So there's that one. The next one is your interface. And what this one is, this is the one that I use a lot. You can, on interface at the very top, you can click on show status bar. You can turn these on and off just depending on how you want to use, what you're wanting from Zoomnotes. And a lot of people recommend when you first get into here and you go to, into the interface, click tile drawing off. That will help with your planner loading faster instead of giving it that tiled like load effect. So I would definitely recommend to turn that off. And then your main toolbar positions, you can have it on the top part of the screen or the bottom part of the screen. So what that means is if I just go into here, let me see if I can find my laser pointer. So that means this whole toolbar, you can either have it at the top or you can have it down here at the bottom. And I just leave mine at the top just because I am used to GoodNotes and with it being at the top. So I'm going to go back into there. And then your sidebar position, which you've seen, there was the sidebar on the left side. You can either have it on the left or on the right, so you can do either or. And this sidebar that you see, turn on my laser pointer. This sidebar that you see here, this normally isn't there. You have to click on this page right here to get that to pop up. And I just leave it down so I can always see it. But if you want to turn it off, all you have to do is just tap on this again to get rid of it. But like I said, I just normally leave it turned on. So let's go back into the interface. And then toolbar pop-up times, that means like how long the toolbar will stay popped up. So for instance, if you go and you tap and hold on one icon, this box that pops up, that is how long that box will stay popped up, for 15 seconds. There was one where it was like 6 seconds, and it would just go away really fast, and I didn't like that. As you can see, it went away now. So I find that going to all the way up to 15 seconds for me is perfect. And then toolbar size, this is just to change the size of your toolbar. You can make your icons bigger, that's on your toolbar, but I just have it all the way down so I can have much screen as possible for my planner. You can change the preview text size, so your text, what you want it to automatically be set to, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to leave my text size the same. Laser pointer was that one that I was just using to show you guys where everything was at. That I normally leave. Page bar vertical. This one is that little, which I will show you, which is right, come on, this right here, this is the page bar vertical is what they're talking about. Normally it is a horizontal up here at the top, but I wanted it to be vertical because there was nothing over there, so I just decided to put it vertical. So that's what that one means. Let's see. And then what you can do, also the tool settings, you can do popover or you can do side panel, which I am pretty sure because I haven't messed with that one. Oops. I'm not exactly sure what that one is, so I would just leave it the same, honestly, because I've never really had a problem with my toolbar stuff. But anyways, so the next section that you have is colors. You have color palettes. This is color palettes that's pre-saved, or that maybe you've been into Zoomnotes for a little bit and you've created your own color palettes. That will be another video that I'll show you how to create your own color palettes. So just stay tuned for that. Your global colors, this is just like your main default type colors. You can go in and change these if you want, but I just leave them as is. And then your screen button colors. This is where you get into changing your, so let's go to a planner. So as you see at the top, whoops, let's undo that mark. I know that's one right there. So as you can see here, my sidebars, my top bar, and this sidebar is gray and pink. And I set it up like that. Your standard, when you first open it, it will be, I think, like a gray, like a lighter grayish color and blue icons, which I did not like that. So to change those, that's how you do it, is you go to interface, go all the way to the bottom and click on screen button colors. And I did create my own. So all you have to do is to create your own is click the plus sign. And as you can see down here, it added pink 1. You tap on the little eye icon and you can name it. And then your bar background, which was the top bar and the sidebars, you can change that color, which I did. I changed it to a dark gray color. And then your bar buttons, which is the little icons at the top and the sides, you can change those. So if you wanted hot pink and black, you could totally do that. If you wanted lime green and yellow, which I wouldn't recommend that one, I don't know, just random colors, blue or black. I'm trying to think of some cute colors. Pink and purple, you could do that as well. And of course your preview text, which that I saved as hot pink. And then my folder background, which is, let's get out of all of this, which is this, like the background of where all of my planners and stuff are. And you can also create folders in Zoomnotes, which, like I said, I will probably show that in maybe another later video. But normally, for me, I just have my planner in here. I may create a sticker book and put in here, but like I said, that would probably be a later time. So that's what all of this is for. So actually, I'm going to I'll mess with it later. I'm not too worried about it. So I just leave mine on the pink. I called it pinks. That's just the colors that I like and all of that. Okay, now back to the categories. I'm going to click on drawing. And most of this stuff I pretty much leave the same. But there, except for this select tool mode, I would go to that one, and because normally it's enclosed, I would click overlap. That just, when you select your tools, it kind of overlaps things instead of, it's hard to explain it. For me, it's hard to explain it. So I would just definitely click overlap and just be done with it. And then also in this one that I use is the selection guidelines. If you want guidelines to help you position like stickers and stuff, then I would turn that on. But for me, I don't really like that because it tries to, it has, like if you move it like a slight millimeter, it will try to have a guideline for something else if you have like multiple stickers on there. But that's just me. I don't really like using it, so I just turn it off. And then the rest of it, I just pretty much leave as is. And then workspace. This is another really cool tab, I guess you want to call it category. Okay, let's call it categories. So when you go into your workspace, you will have your main workspace, which this is the only one that I mess with. And you click on this eye symbol, and you can rename the main workspace, which I don't. I just leave it as is. I don't put a password on it. The only things that I have used is down here at the editor manager management or whatever. You click on, normally what I use is the user interface. And sorry if you hear scratching, one of my cats is outside and they want in. But every time I let them in, then they want back outside. So hopefully you can't hear that. But anyways, once you get into here, this is your toolbars. Your toolbars that you want to show in your what I call a toolbox. And I, at the top, or at the side, sorry, this is for the side one. If you, the top, or, no, that is the top bar, sorry. The top bar, so if you've seen at the very top of it, I did have some icons up there. And I changed mine to 6. Hold on just a second, because I am sure you guys can hear that, so I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry about that. This is, of course, for your top toolbars, and I have it all the way up to 6. And I just turned off certain things in here. This is where you can turn them on and off to have them in your, like, planner, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, planner desk is what I'm going to call it. So the tools button I just left on. I turned off the settings button because there is like 2 different ones, or there's different ways that you can get to your settings from like all your tools and stuff. So I just turned that off. And then the documents, this is where you can go in. I would recommend to turn this on, but since well, we'll just go ahead and turn it on so I can show you. The page button I left on, the layers I left on, the sound button, since I don't plan on putting like any recordings or anything, I turned that off. This will just give you more space at the top. If you don't use some of these icons, it just gives you more space at the top. And then also the help button I turned off because I didn't want it. And then you scroll down and go to your sidebar. And I turned that on. Well, it's normally already on. But if you don't want your sidebars, you can turn it off and you won't have that the left sidebar. But I have number of tool buttons, just 7, because that's all I really needed. And then my pen thickness, I turned that off because you can always go into the settings of that tool and change it there. the opacity button and layers. You don't need the layers because there is two types of layers, or there was two types of layers in mine, so I just turned that off, so I didn't need it. And then the opacity, I didn't need that either. But normally most of these would be turned on when you first get Zoomnotes and start setting it up. Let's see, and then the tools and features, you can also go into this one and turn off like pins and stuff that you know you're not going to use. You can turn them off. So like the watercolor one that you see down here, I did turn that one off because I don't think I am ever going to use that one. But the rest of them I did leave on. And then the drawing tools, you can have your handwriting. So that means using your pencil to draw with or to write with. My eraser, my text, all of these I pretty much left on because probably at some point I will eventually use them. But if you know that you are not going to use them, then you can just turn them off and it will take it out of your, your toolbox is what I'm calling it. And then other layers, the rest of this, I just left the same. I didn't even mess with none of this. Except for the top, like 2 sections of it. But you can configure it however you want it. And also share options, you can turn how you share things on and off. So like to print, I turn that off because I don't think I'm ever going to print my planner. And then clipboard, I just turn that off because I probably wouldn't ever share it to clipboard either. Or save it to my clipboard, so I just turned those off, but the rest of them I just left on. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way back, and then what we're going to do next is auto backup. This is just if you want your Zoomnotes to back up, like if you want to have a backup. So if you mess something up, you can reinstall upload the backup again, if that makes sense. So you will always have a copy of your backup. I haven't messed with none of this. You can also enable auto backup so it will automatically back up for you, or you can back it up manually. Like I said, I don't use any of that. And then of course about is just telling you about Zoomnotes and all of that. And you can also email Zoomnotes for support. You can leave a review, all of that. So there's that one. This one is the next icon, which is the pages. You can make your planners bigger or your covers bigger or smaller, however you would like it. So that's what that one is. And then this one, you can add in your calendar from like your iPad or whatever. So let's see. I can also even add in events if I want, but I don't use that one, so I just leave it, I just leave it alone. And then of course your help, it shows you kind of a quick guide of how to use Zoomnotes. And then the Zoomnotes, you can click on that, and then it gives you, to leave a review, feedback, if you need to email them about something, like that. The next one is your templates. This is where you can save your own templates. As you can see, the first 3 I do have saved as a template. And then it also comes with pre-installed papers. So it has graph paper, lined paper, the US letter graph, US letter lined paper. So those are like your main papers that it would come with. And then documents, this is where you can have different sizes of, like your A4 blank, you have A4 landscape, US letter blank, a blackboard. So if you like to use like a white pen and have a black background, some people like that, so you can have that. And then there's also, you can also import some as well. But I haven't done none of that, so, and I really don't use it, so I just leave it. Okay, so that is the overview of setting up Zoomnotes, and I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you found it somewhat helpful on how to import your planners and the icons for the start screen, if that's what you want to call it. And stay tuned for more videos. I will definitely be putting out more on Zoomnotes and how to use it. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.